Come November, you'll be asked if you want to ban this. Greyhound racing in Florida. Commission actually passed that proposal on Monday to get it on the ballot. But we want to know right now what you think. Should greyhound racing be banned? Go to WTSP.com/YourSayTampa Bay and tell us yes or no.
Gambling on dog racing has been a Florida staple for nearly 70 years. There are 15 greyhound tracks in the state of Florida. 3 are right here in the Bay Area: Sarasota Kennel Club, Tampa Greyhound Track, and the largest, Derby Lane, right off of Gandy Boulevard in St. Petersburg. All 3 have poker rooms. If greyhound racing is banned, does that mean that these tracks close? What about the poker rooms? Aaron Flowers found these dog tracks are pushing to get rid of greyhound racing.
Here's something that might surprise you. Political expert Barry Edwards tells me dog track owners, like the ones here at Derby Lane, they don't mind a ban on greyhound racing. Really?
The dog track in Tampa sells all their dog running days to Derby Lane in St. Petersburg. So they don't even run the dogs over in Tampa anymore. So people are not coming to watch the dogs. Very, very, very few. I mean, it's really insignificant. People are going to Derby Lane to gamble in the poker rooms and to do off-track betting.
If you look at the numbers, it makes sense. Greyhound racing only raises about $3 million for the state. Other forms of gambling at these places raise nearly $16 million. Okay, so with the potential greyhound ban, what will happen with your poker tables? Edwards says these places will still be able to operate even without the racing.
So this amendment just bans the dogs, so that way the tracks will be able to operate as they are, just without running the dogs.
They'll be able to operate no problem without the dogs, without breaking state law as far
Correct.
as gambling.
Correct.
Edwards actually ran into the owner of Derby Lane before I interviewed him. The owner told him they aren't worried about the push to ban greyhounds, but they are worried about another thing that will be on your November ballot. Amendment 3 will have an impact on gambling if it were to pass.
Amendment 3 was put on by a citizen initiative, and what that does, it prohibits the expansion of gaming in Florida without a citizen initiative. So if Steve Wynn or Sheldon Adelson came here and wanted to open up a casino like a Venetian or a Bellagio, they would have to go on the ballot and would have to be passed and approved by 60% of Florida voters. And most of the polling shows that 75% of Floridians do not want that.
As for the greyhound ban amendment, he does believe it will pass, especially because of the sympathy for the dogs. Aaron Flowers, 10 News.
Several groups that help greyhounds and other dogs are actually praising this move. As you can imagine, Humane Society of Tampa Bay writes, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to stop the suffering of greyhounds in the Sunshine State. Please help us advocate for these gentle creatures. The Humane Society of the United States says huge step forward, paving the way for voters to decide a ballot measure intended to phase out greyhound racing in the state by 2020. And you've been letting us know how you feel about greyhound racing in Florida. We've been asking you, and 57% of you say yes, you will vote to ban greyhound racing in Florida.